Good day guys, being here. Today let's have a look at this one. So, okay, I want to model the pattern on concrete wall. Okay, concrete walls and floors. Okay, so dimensions are specific. Reveal cannot apply to round walls. I'm quite sure we can use reveal on round wall, but we can't use reveal on floors. Okay, so main rating. Yes, so yeah, looks like looks quite good in here, but apparently, so where there's opening, it won't work. We probably can just break the railing, but I don't think it is a good method. Okay, so let's have a look. So I'm going to just create a new project. So what's the easiest way? I think even reveal. So because review it takes some time to create all these, right? So I think it's okay. So maybe let's go to Revit and I'll just explain this. So there are different ways of doing this. So first I'm going to just write here. So one option is reveal, of course, but reveal. So reveal is good if you need to like do a render and then you need to see those patterns. So and also you don't need to worry about the texture because you can use that reveal as those gap and then just use a very simple like concrete material. And so I've done a video about that using reveal, so I'm going to just quickly do it. Okay, so I'll just draw a wall. What's this wall? Let's just use a generic 100 wall. Okay, maybe let's add a little bit curve here. Okay, so something like that. Okay, so let's have a look in 3D views. I'll just make it 4 meter. Okay, reveal. So I'll use model text here. So this is the first option. So we can use reveal. Reveals on the wall here. So reveal. Okay. But before we use that, so because the default reveal is just a very big one, right? So we need to create a family and go under profile. So we can use a profile reveal. And in here, so this is wall side. We just need to draw something. So for example, depending on what sometimes your profile might be different, but for this exercise I'm just going to maybe do something like that. I'll just move this to here, so that's it. So I'll load this back into the project, go to 3D view, select this reveal, edit type, here profile. So let's pick that family one we just did, click OK. So that's it. So that's a horizontal, and then you need to create a vertical. So CS, create a similar. So you can just pick the vertical. So then that's it. And once you pick, press escape, and it will finish this reveal. So select it, CS, and you can create another one, escape. So you can also copy this. So something like that. And so you can also copy up, down. Oh, hang on, what's going on? So maybe something's not right. Let's change this one to 1 meter height, for example. Copy this up. Oh, hang on, looks like we need to just click on this. So and then this should work. Okay, so yeah, and that's it. Okay, so and then you can adjust the size by just move this. So it will be quite time consuming. So you need to take some time to adjust all these. And for this curved face, you can do the same, CS horizontal. So you can see it will continue exactly the same as here, right? You can also do vertical, but all these works, it's all manual. It's hang on, what's going on? CS vertical. Okay, so this happens. I'll explain why. Because when we, I'm just going to go to the top, and when we try to create a reveal on this curve, so the reason why it's not working is because it creates a little let me think. It creates a, I think it's it creates some edge which is very because of the the way we know that when we cut void, especially when we cut void on a curved surface, it happens a lot, quite often, so it won't work. So I think what we can do is we can adjust the profile of this file a little, reveal a little bit. So go to profile, go right click on this family one, edit. So you can see this surface. This is just on this surface. When this wall become curved, so we will have some issue. Okay, so the way to fix this is do this. I think that's it. So let's try again. Load this back, overwrite, and create. So you can see this now. This reveal the shape is go to here. So which means if we create something on let's go to 3D view. Okay, so let's try it again. CS vertical, escape. So now you can see it works. Okay, so yeah, it works. Let's try again. Yeah, so it works. Try again. Okay, so it looks like still sometimes it will this can happen. So it's not very reliable. So looks like yeah, that's why we have this conclusion. So it won't work on round walls. Probably this is why. Okay, so that's fine. So I just tried horizontal, try vertical. Yeah. Interesting. Maybe because of the curvature, the radius of this wall. So I'll maybe just try to do a more like a flat bigger radius. So I'll try again. CS vertical. Yeah, this one's fine. Yeah, and also maybe because when here, so when you can see somehow when we have a void, another void, and then there might be some edge, very tiny, smaller than 0.8 millimeter, and then could happen. I'll try this one. I'll delete this. Oops, sorry. I'll delete these two horizontal and create vertical. Yeah, so okay, so now you can see there's no issue, but once we add those vertical horizontal in, it will have some issue. So maybe what we can do is we can just edit this family. So for the horizontal, I'll just drag this back, save as a different one. So I think if we save it as a different size, and then we apply to, so I'll just CS create similar. I'll just duplicate. I'll just call it horizontal and pick the other one. I think this should fix this issue. Hang on. Where is it? It's behind. It's looks like we should probably. It's not cutting. maybe offset from that. So I'll just type in number 5. Okay, so maybe negative. Let's Control Z. I'll go back to here, edit. So maybe just also like just move out a little bit, but different number. Let's try again. Override. Still not working. Interesting. So anyway, so looks like review is not really a good idea for curved, but if it's a flat and then you want to just create some nice render and you don't want to spend time to trying to find a good texture for your render engine, so it's a good idea to use review. Okay, so so this is the first option. Okay, let's second option. I think the second option's actually not a good idea because we're trying to place these patterns on a curved surface if it's a flat. So if it's a flat, you can also use the second option, which is you can use void. Okay, so void means so you don't need to manually place all these. You can create one single family. So for example, I'll just quickly create a family. So I'm going to make it face based, because if you want this void family to automatically cut this wall, it needs to be face based. So for example, I'll just do some void extrusion. Okay, so and I'll just do a horizontal one. So maybe just make it maybe 15 mil, or let's make it 20 mil, and also I'll make it 20 mil deep. Okay, so that's one horizontal. I'll just copy this down, so roughly 900 maybe, another 900, and copy this to here, rotate rotate, and copy this to maybe just adjust the size to this, go there, and just roughly. Okay, so yeah, that's good enough. CC, so maybe 2400 roughly, another 24 here, maybe another, just pretend that's 24. Okay, so that's it. That's the voids. That's voids. And then you need to check one. Oh, hang on, because it's a face base, let's just drag this base just big enough. It's not a big issue, but yeah, just I prefer to do this, and then use cut and click on this base, click on these. Oh, hang on, looks like we need to change the direction of this extrusion. It's going the other way. So we need to select all of them, change this to -20. So now we can cut. So just use cut geometry, cut the base, cut, and then cut all these. So you can just do this, and that's it. Okay, so now if you load this one into the project and go to 3D view, you can directly place onto this. So this will create this pattern for you. Okay, so depending on how big your wall is, so you can just design your pattern, then just directly place it onto your wall and create those patterns. But apparently you can't place. You can place this onto a curved wall, but it won't work properly, right? So okay, so this is a void. And also I'll just quickly talk about this. Sometimes if you don't want it to be to automatically cut the wall, sometimes what you can do is you go back to the family. Do not use the cut geometry. So let's just undo this uncut geometry. So you can uncut the geometry until you can see all these void become orange. And then once they are orange, you can have this box cut with void when loaded. If you check this one, load this back into the project. So when you place this family, it won't automatically cut. So you can see it's orange color. It's not cutting the wall. You need to manually cut wall and this. Okay, so sometimes this is a preferred option. Yeah, but but you know how it works now. Okay, so this is a void. And what's next? Okay, so the next one is if you do not need to do render. So for example, you just need some working drawing to show some patterns. You don't you don't need to model anything. You can just use material surface pattern. Okay, so then you might say, it's easy to have that size, but how can we do this little circle in the middle? You can also do that. So so if you have the PyRevit plugin, so there's a make pattern. So what you need to do is, let me just first copy this. Okay, so I use this one will be material surface pattern. Okay, so what we need to do is first we need to work out the size of the pattern, and then create a drafting view. So let's go to a drafting view, 1-to-1, go. Okay, so now let's do some detail. So detail line. So let's say that's 1200 by maybe 24, and okay, so that's the pattern. So and then we also need some like little circles. Okay, so I'll just draw something. Okay, maybe 20. Is that too big, too small? I think that's fine. Move it to place. So for example, we have one here, maybe another one here, maybe just mirror it to the other side. Okay, so we have this. And then we just need to select them, go to PyRevit and go click on this make pattern. And then we just need to name it. I'll just call it A. And pattern type will be modeled pattern. And everything else should be fine. Don't worry about this. Just click on this create pattern. Now we need to pick origin point. So we just pick this point and pick top right corner. So pick this point. So now this will give us a pattern. And then we just go to the model, go to the wall. So edit type. So I'm going to just create a new wall. Okay, so create a new. So and then we can just create a new material for this one. So I'll just duplicate this. I'll just call it finish bracket 1. And then in here, surface pattern, just click on this model, find that pattern. So select this one, click OK, and then that's it. Okay, so I think this, if you're not going to do any render, just do some working drawing or elevations. I think this is the best method. So this will, you can also apply this to a curved wall. So CS, let's just do a curved wall. So it works also nicely, right? So let's just do another wall, continue this. So you might need to adjust the pattern a little bit. Oh, what's going on? Let me think. WA wall, the wall, and just do this. Okay, so you might need to adjust so you can see the patterns. You can still adjust. You can use your keyboard to do this. Yeah, something like this. I think that's good. And same tab select, and you can just move use your keyboard, roughly adjust the pattern. Okay, so that's it. And also, so can, for example, I'll just make them 2400, so go up, and I'll change this one to 2400. So yeah, and also if we create an opening, so click on wall opening, and let me just 2400, and maybe I'll use align tool to align with a panel. So this is quite very easy to use, right? So add a door, no problem. Okay, so I think this the material surface pattern is the best way to do it, to do these patterns if you do not require realistic materials render. Okay, I think that's it. So of course, yeah, using railing can be it depends. I think probably not if we need to create opening. What else can we do? I think there's a lot of different ways. You can even create families. Instead of void, you can create like a sweep, or just families, line based maybe. Yeah. Oh, hang on. For render, maybe let me just have a look. So I'll just copy this one to here. So I want to have a look at the in this material, in the material material library BI. Okay, so let's have a look, see if we can find some material like texture. So in the library, so let's go here. I'll just click on this finish appearance so click on this one, and then on the appearance library. So this is actually quite common. We know that in Japanese architecture, so concrete, let's try concrete. There should be some similar, so see here, so concrete, what's I call framework, cast in place framework host. Yes, so maybe we can just use that material if you need to render. So I think that's the easiest way if you need to render. Okay, so let's just try that once. I mean, render in Revit. So click on this, and we can close it. And okay, so we might need to rotate this one. Looks like they are vertical, but I'll just click on OK, and also click OK, and then we just need to change this one to realistic, and this should show the material. Okay, looks like I applied to that one as well. Yeah, so basically I think, okay, so I think this is okay. If you are going to render in Revit, it's quite easy to use this material. So we can just go edit, finish. We can rotate. Let me think, how do we rotate? Click on this. Here, rotation. Let's try 90 degree. Okay, and also we need to rotate this one, roughness as well. So it match the image, and we might need to do this as well. So because all these are different, what do we call that? The texture map, or yeah. Okay, so 90 degree. Click OK, and we'll go horizontal. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, how to adjust these. So now if I think what you can try to offset, like use all these. If you go to each image, so you can see there should be offset. You can try to offset, but the easiest way to adjust this is to have some pattern in the in the graphic. So this is hang on, let me just have a look. So textures are on the appearance. Okay, so these are on the appearance, but the easiest way to adjust the pattern is to have some pattern in graphic. So let me just choose. So this is the previous one, so the big one, 1200 by 24. So I'm going to just use a 100 by 100 square. So for this one, so if I I'll probably I'll have this view. I'll just hang on, let me just close this one and close this. So I have this view, and I go to the view. I'm going to duplicate this view. Okay, so I'll duplicate this 3D view. Right click, duplicate. Now we have two views. So WT, so we have two views at the same time on the screen. And in one view, I change this to hidden line, so we can see. If I zoom in, you can see these lines, right? So you can just, zoom in here and then just try to select the pattern. Then you can use your keyboard to. Oh, hang on. Looks like it doesn't work. Hang on. Let me try again. Is it working? Interesting. It's not. The reason it's not working is because when we have this one selected, it's not showing the pattern. It's not showing the texture. Let me try. Maybe select. Maybe let's do it again. So click on the front, and maybe let's just HI. So only have this one visible. So. And go back here. Let's try again. So try not to select the wall, because if you select the wall, you won't see the texture here. But if we try to select the pattern, the same. Sorry about that. It looks like it doesn't work, but still we can try to work out. So for example, here I'm going to just copy. How can we do it? Let me think. I'll just roughly measure. Use copy CC. So from here to here. Okay, I need to move this by 660. So this is not a good idea, but I'll have a try. So select the pattern. Use tab and move it to the left by 560, and then unselect. Doesn't work. Oh, I think I did it the other wrong direction. So let's do it again. Control Z, and then select it. Just move it to the other side by 560, and escape. Yeah. So yeah, it works. So yeah, it can be quite tricky to to try to match everything with this texture pattern, but it's doable. Or in another way of doing this is you can try to create a surface pattern that match this, so it's easier to do it. I think that's it. So let's go back. I'll close this one, go to 3D view, and okay, so recap. To create some patterns, one is a review, but it can be problematic when we need to do it on curved wall, and also it's very time consuming because you need to do it one by one, manually. So you can also create some void family face based, but it won't work well on curved unless it's possible, unless you can unless you make this parametric with radius setting, but that's too much work. I don't recommend. Okay, and we also talk about use material texture. So, but it will only work if you use realistic views, and also it works for render in Revit. And the last one, which I recommend, easiest one, is to use to create a pattern yourself. So let me just go change this back to the previous pattern we did. So, and this is the best in my opinion. It's the easiest way to do this, and it's also the best for documentation. So if you need to document the elevations, I think this is the best option. Okay, so that's it. If you have any questions, please let me know. And also, If you you think you have a better solution, please let me know as well. And I'll see you next time. Thank you.